That's it. I'm convinced the Arizona Cardinals need to go after Azeez Ojulari right now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack up that like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we're covering the Arizona Cardinals throughout the entirety of the 2024 season, so subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. But let's go and dive right into this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about the trade deadline, shall we? As of right now, where the Cardinals are standing, the biggest need on this defense is, guess what? The edge rushing position, which is still a position that we've been talking about coming into the 2024 season. Now, as we're releasing this video, it's Tuesday, right? That means we are 1 week away. Yes, 1 week away from the trade deadline. And right now there's a lot of question marks about, will the Cardinals make a move? Will the Cardinals stand pat? Or will the Cardinals be sellers, right? Now, honestly, right now, being the fact that the Cardinals are at the top of the division at 4-4, anybody talking about the Cardinals being sellers or trading away Budda Baker or trading away other assets, don't listen to those people. Right now, the Cardinals should be in no way, shape, or form thinking about being sellers, right? We should obviously think about being buyers more than anything. Now, as of right now, the last time I looked, I think the Cardinals have upwards of about $20 million here in cap space left in the 2024 season. And the biggest question mark out there is, why hasn't this front office really made a move to, combat all these big injuries that we had on our defensive line so far, right? Now, we've had a lot of injuries on our defensive line and a lot of injuries within that right side of that offensive line. So the trenches have gone through the ringer when you talk about the 2024 Arizona Cardinals. Now, here's the big question mark out there, right? Now, yes, Darius Robinson, we already heard that is going to be elevated to the 53-man roster per Jonathan Gannon on the Burns and Gambo show on Arizona Sports. And I believe this happened yesterday. We already made a live stream about that. But what we're really wanting to talk about is, are the Cardinals going to be buyers, right? And now you can bring up any pass rusher that can potentially be available for the Cardinals, right? And you can just pick somebody and say, yes, that will upgrade the Cardinals position. Because as of right now, being the fact that we lost BBQ Ojulari in the beginning of the season and then lost Dennis Gardick about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we're standing with Zaven Collins, as well as probably a swing edge player like Victor Dimukeje or even Xavier Thomas, right? So we do use our defensive linemen in kind of a swing by committee type of situation, but where we are at right now, I no longer think Haason Reddick is attainable for the Cardinals, and I think the Jets are more than happy with just keeping him, right? Because they obviously have now come to an agreement with some sort of restructuring of a contract, so he seems to be happy for the 2024 season. But my eyes are on a lot of other pass rushers out there right now. Of course, the dream scenario should be Max Crosby or a Myles Garrett. Just imagine it. Imagine a world to think of how scared everybody in the NFC West will be if we had an X factor like a Max Crosby or a Myles Garrett. Now, all we know right now is that the rumors are swirling around the whole, obviously, the trade deadline talks. There's been no links to Max Crosby to the Cardinals. There's been no links to Myles Garrett to the Cardinals. Want to be very, very clear. All I'm saying is that they would be an absolute huge upgrade for our edge position for the remaining 9 games of the season. Now, to me, I don't know if the Cardinals are going to make a move like that. Obviously, would I love it? Would I be happy? Of course I would, right? That would be the dream scenario in my mind, but I'm not going to get my hopes up too high, right? But when I'm looking at other edge rushers that could potentially be available, right, like your Trey Hendrickson, right? Currently right now with the Cincinnati Bengals, they have not had the best start to their season, but they're still trying to kind of claw their way back within their division. A couple people that I have my eyes on personally that are a little bit more feasible in terms of cap savvy or cap friendly. Zadarius Smith, I get it, he's 32 years old, but he is still, and I mean still, producing for the Cleveland Browns, and they are a bad team overall. Right now, he's got 14 solo tackles, 5 sacks, still 32 years old, but if you look at his contract, there's a lot of voidable years. The guaranteed salary actually, I believe, stops this year. So maybe we can use a rental. I get it. He is still under contract for the Cardinals for quite some time, but, obviously, there's not guaranteed salary, so there must be some sort of out if the production stops, or maybe if an injury ends up occurring for the Arizona Cardinals. If they did make a move like Zadarius Smith, I would love to bring him in. Obviously 6'4", 270. The biggest concern obviously is, I guess, the contract. Maybe not the biggest, but biggest concern to me is his age, right? How long can he do it? Can he do this for much longer? So that's a name to look out for that I would love the Cardinals to potentially go after. Now, another name that I've been hearing floating around is Harold Landry. Now, I get it. Harold Landry right now with the connection with the Tennessee Titans and what, Monty Ossenfort and his connection with the Titans, it would make sense, right? The biggest knock I have on Harold Landry right now is not his play. Like right now, he's got 15 solo tackles, 4 sacks, 28 years old, 6'2", 252, right? So seems to be a good potential piece to bring in an Arizona Cardinal uniform. The biggest problem I have with him is his contract. Right now, with where the contract is standing, he is signed up to the 2026 season. So that's not bad, right? But what I'm saying is, in 2024, he's due $23.8 million. In 2025, he's due $24 million. In 2026, he's due $24 million. Now, granted, the guaranteed salary in 2025 and 2026 is at 0, so there might not be a lot of ties, but there is a huge cap hit if the Cardinals do decide to bring him on. So that's my only knock. If the Cardinals did something like that, that would be absolutely ideal. But if we're gonna spend that much, you might as well go for a Max Crosby. If you're gonna spend that much, you might as well go for Max Crosby or go for a Myles Garrett, in my personal opinion. But like I said, if they go for somebody like this, I'm not gonna be mad at it. Obviously, anything's an upgrade as of right now. The one guy I truly want the Cardinals to go after. We talked about this yesterday before the Monday Night Football game, the Giants versus the Steelers, and I said if you want to get a glimpse of what this kid could look like, watch Monday Night Football. I don't know if you guys watched it. I get it. Not the most exciting game, but Azeez Ojulari had 2 sacks. Make his sack total in the 2024 season 6 total sacks in the 2024 season. Right now, 11 solo tackles, 6 sacks. He's still 24 years old, ladies and gentlemen. 24 years old. 6'3", 240, and his contract is as friendly as you can have any contract being. Like seriously, I still believe he might be under his rookie deal, if I'm not mistaken. But if you look at his contract here, and I'm going to go ahead and obviously flash it up here on the screen so you guys can go ahead and take a look at it. His cap hit right now in 2024 is $2.1 million. So this might be a guy that maybe the Cardinals can plan for the future, right? To potentially extend and bring back in the 2025 and 2026. So although right now the cap isn't big, but this would be my number one target, right? Especially if you're looking at a guy that has very minimal cap hit, very minimal salary. Now, of course, if this trend continues to happen and we're talking about a double-digit sack in 2024 season for Azeez Ojulari, you might want to extend him, and then you're going to have to pay him in 2025, right? So it's kind of that double-edged sword, but you might be able to get this guy on a really, really good deal here in 2024 and potentially have the Ojulari brothers, right, at the edge position here for the Cardinals with BJ coming back and then Azeez Ojulari. So that to me would be the most idealistic friendly cap, kind of contract for the Cardinals to kind of bring him in. What are your guys' thoughts? Like, I've seen enough here from Azeez Ojulari on Monday night to say, okay, I think the Cardinals can work with this, right? And let's call it like it is. Right now, if you look at the Arizona Cardinals, depth chart right now, we're left with a lot of, I don't know how to say it. I'm not trying to be mean, but right now, obviously with Zaven Collins is not a pure pass rusher. He's not at all. And then after that, who we have is Dante Stills, which he's actually done really well here and there, but we're looking for some consistency, right? We're looking for consistency. And then after that is Victor Dimukeje, and then of course Julian Okwara, and then Xavier Thomas, which is the rookie. So we just had so many injuries, and I mean, our whole defensive line is probably on IR right now. Seriously, like BJ Ojulari, Bilal Nichols, Justin Jones, Dennis Gardeck, like everybody that you potentially could think of that was going to make a big impact for the Cardinals is on IR. So thankfully, we are going to elevate Darius Robinson, and hopefully he can make a big impact, but I don't think he's going to be primarily edge for us. I think he's going to be playing on the inside, something that, Justin Jones or Bilal Nichols was playing, right? Something similar to that, but if we can get another weapon on the defensive line, I feel like this defense can very, very much be upgraded just like that. And not just for 2024, for 2025 as well, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen enough from Azeez. I need Monty to pick up the phone and make the call. Let's go. Let's make a deal. Let's be buyers in the trade deadline. What say you, Bird Gang? What are your thoughts here on Azeez Ojulari? Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day and go Cardinals.